Layla's wrong. It's cabbage. Welcome to I Hope You Suffer.
Oh my god.
Also, revenge is back.
Get that cabbage off your head.
Get that cabbage off your head.
Oh my god, the fucking best character of all time.
We
I love
stand justice.
Son of a bitch.
Somehow, like, when I first watched it, he was my favorite, and he still is, but somehow I forgot about his crazy, like, New York paperboy Australian accent. And I just was like, he is made for me to, I just can't wait.
All I could think about the entire time I was watching it is how has Kit not dressed like this for Halloween?
Right?
That was the first thing I said whenever I saw it for the first time when it first came out. I was like, I need to be Justice for Halloween.
You need to be justice for life. Like, what do you mean?
This is it, Baron. No turning back now. Prisoner number 7, there's something I'd like to say to you. Yes. Well, blown it again, Baron. Yeah. Sometimes I think the universe wants me to be alone. Called her prisoner number 7. But to me, she was always prisoner number 1.
This is episode 100 of
Yep.
I Hope You Suffer. My name is Number One Man.
Whoa.
I'm Justice.
I guess that makes me Mina, but
You're Baron.
I am Baron. I was gonna say, wait, I'm Baron. Yes.
Like my note, this is gonna be a crazy episode to talk about because my notes make 0 sense.
Yeah. As I was like I said, when I watched it the first time, I'm like, this is the best thing ever. But watching it and trying to take notes, I was like, how do I even? It's like impossible to describe what the movie looks like if you've never watched it.
It's gonna be awesome.
This is what the Mortal Kombat movie should have looked like. Like, this is what they should have done for Mortal Kombat.
If
That's
Astron 6 is not making the new Mortal Kombat movie, hard pass. Although I'll still watch it.
When I was like watching it, that's what I was like thinking of, like the really, really old like fighting games where they like filmed actual people doing like one motion and then they like put it in the background of like whatever. And then it's like that meets like stop motion.
I'm basically now just thinking about how like Mortal Kombat 11 should just add BioCop as a playable character.
Oh,
Yes.
BioCop.
All right,
BioCop.
let's
Fuck.
not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
So we are talking about 2011's Manborg, if nobody has gathered yet. Let's do this contest shit first, so I can close this fucking window.
Let's do it.
All right, so if for those who care and have not paid attention for the last 20 episodes, we were doing a contest for a free t-shirt, and I'm also going to send like a free mask because everybody should be wearing a mask to whoever wins. We had 5 people actually email us and follow the rules that left us reviews, so that's who gets to play. They left us iTunes reviews and sent us a screenshot and all that shit. So let's see.
Katie, drumroll.
Can you hear it?
All right.
I can.
For some reason, a bunch of fucking clapping started playing, so I probably picked up. Our friend Addie at Deep Dark Web
Woohoo.
won. So congratulations. I will email you when we're done. And you can get a shirt and a mask and some buttons and stickers and shit whenever I unpack them and find them. Alright, so let's talk about Manborg. Obviously, you two had both seen this before.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to ask what everyone thinks because everyone knows this is a perfect movie.
Oh, it's
Perfect.
the best use of an hour.
Yeah. Perfect runtime, perfect script of any movie I've ever seen in my life. Perfect anime, realistic fighting sequences. Like, what
Perfect voiceover.
can, yeah, like, what is there even bad to say about it?
It's not
I
long enough.
challenge anyone. Well, no, I think it's good.
No, this movie...
The only bad thing is it teases us with Biocop, and it never happened.
And it
Oh
doesn't,
my
yeah.
god. I literally was like, I have to watch this movie next. I thought it was real. And I was like, God damn it, no. Biocop is a fucking mood.
Literally.
It was constantly just like, please kill me.
Kill me. My favorite is when he would just like the guy would be talking to him and he would just start like yelling and his face just like explodes for no reason. It's so great. Like,
That's
what?
so awesome. I would just talk about Biocop forever.
I love it so much.
All right.
Why am I alive?
Same. This movie was directed by Steve Kostansky, who inexplicably directed The Void and Leprechaun Returns.
How?
He's also directing the upcoming
Psycho Gorman.
Yeah, Psycho Gorman. I was
wow.
I blanked on the name of that shit.
Oh, he was he did makeup effects for Crimson Peak.
Yeah, this dude is on top of
Legit.
everything good.
Too legit to quit.
It was written by Steve and then Jeremy Gillespie, starring Matthew Kennedy as Manborg, Adam Brooks as Draculon / Dr. Scorpius,
Dracula.
Meredith Sweeney as Mina. I forgot to write down Justice or Number One Man. Number One Man, the greatest character name of all time.
Number One Man's name is Ludwig Lee, and Justice is Connor Sweeney.
There we go. But as soon, at first I was like, what is happening in this movie? Because that first scene, and then you get to Number One Man introducing himself as Number One Man, and I was like, that's it, I'm on board. 100%.
There's always that one thing in the movie where it starts out and you're like I don't know if this is good or not, and there's always the one thing that turns you, and Number One Man is pretty good.
It's also Number One Man voiced by Kyle Herbert or Hebert.
Oh yeah, has like a different voice.
The voice is incredible. All right. So as I said earlier, my notes are like the scrawlings of a lunatic. Especially because for half of it, there's a bunch of times I'm like, I don't know people's names and didn't want to look it up. So it's just like, I don't know, Helgard doing something. All right. So this movie opens with a bunch of bullshit on the screen. It says, Earth, the legacy of the Hell Wars. When mankind fought the armies of hell and hell won. With every passing hour, another nation crumbles to the technological might of this unholy menace and their monstrous leader, Count Draculon.
Immediately the best film ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just right out of the gate.
As the oceans fill with the As the oceans fill with the blood of billions, a desperate few bravely hold their ground, defiantly refusing to abandon all hope.
You're the best dramatic reader I've ever heard.
It's all capital letters, so. My second note is literally, what is this voiceover? All the voiceover is so crazy. obviously, like, this was my first time seeing it, so, like, I was, like, I had no idea what the fuck was even happening at the beginning. But there's this, like, big-ass war scene between just what looks like 2 humans and a bunch of people from hell.
Killborgs.
Yeah, is that what they're called? Perfect.
They're World War II Killborgs.
Oh, specifically.
Oh my god, what a perfect movie. Like, this is one of maybe, like, 3 movies on Letterboxd I gave a 5 stars.
Earned it.
It's like
100%.
it's like, well, it's probably like Dawn of the Dead, Alien, The Thing, Manborg.
Manborg.
Eventually, one of these 2 dudes is killed, and
I love how the guy who eventually becomes Manborg, like his superior officer's like, go ahead and do this, blah blah blah, and he just goes, yeah, bro.
his delivery of some lines
Sir.
is my favorite thing of all time.
His like every single line that he says just like has me in tears. I can't handle it.
Let me see if I can find it. There was a line maybe I did write it down. Like, I think it's when him and like Scorpius has him like shackled to that table or whatever, and he's just like, okay.
He's one of the things that Chris and I actually quote this part, and he was like, he says something like, "Do you look forward to being ripped apart piece by piece?" And he goes, "Oh."
Yeah.
I love it so much.
This scene though has a quote that I feel like was ripped straight out of the Fast and Furious movies, which is, "It's not about killing, it's about family." So these 2 guys in this army are brothers. Manborg's brother is killed and basically eaten by Draculon, the antagonist of the movie, in case you could tell by the name Count Draculon.
Draculon has a sick mullet too.
Oh, he looks fucking cool as hell. Everybody in this movie does, but except for
It's just a fashion show, honestly.
I feel like the least impressive person in this movie is fuck, I don't know if I ever got her name. The woman that Mina's going after.
Oh, the Shadow
turns into,
Mega.
like, a
Yeah,
monster.
until she turns into like an actual monster. She just looks like kind of Black Widow-ish through most of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the pre-Manborg's brother is killed. Pre-Manborg shoots a bunch of lasers at Hell Warriors, and then is like basically beaten by Draculon and not killed. Not totally sure how it is. Gets RoboCopped basically, and then you get credits of Manborg being built. And then Manborg wakes up. Did we get Manborg vision? I can't remember.
Yep,
Yes.
I wrote Manborg vision.
Looking at like a ladder and shit.
He like do they ever state how far in the future this is?
I
I
don't
don't think so.
think so.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I didn't either. I'm hoping this was like, since it was like World War II before.
2005.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hope this was like 1972. So Manborg is like out on the street walking around, and is stopped by the best named character of the movie, Number One Man. As they see like what I kept referring to as the Hell Gang. Just
The Hell Gang.
Hell gang.
jumping
like
some
it.
dude in a fucking alley. And Number One Man tries to like stop Manborg from getting involved. But
Nope.
yep, Manborg's gonna do what a Manborg does. And
Always be
Manborg's gonna
Borgin.
man-
yeah, which is apparently get beaten up. Like, I am very on board with every design for like all of the like Hell Army people in this movie.
Mhm.
because they have a very Cenobite-ish look to them,
Yeah.
but almost like if you bought Cenobite costumes at like Spirit Halloween.
That's what, yeah, because I was gonna say, that's what the Baron reminds me of, kind of like a low budget Cenobite.
Like the oversized like rubber masks, so they're always
Yeah.
kind of like caved in a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I love that when he talks, like his mask like barely moves. It
Yeah.
rules. His glasses are also pretty awesome. So number one man and Manborg are beaten up and brought to what I refer to as Hell Camp.
That makes it sound so delightful.
I know.
I called it Hell Arena.
Well, like, I like all of my notes. Like, I didn't go back and correct them, so it's just as I was watching it, what I was putting together in my head of what was happening.
Yeah.
So I thought they were going to like camp. They were gonna have fun, catch some snakes, see
Yeah.
Ernest.
Regular hell things.
I don't remember what X3-9 is, but I have that in my notes.
That
Oh.
was one of the officers,
Is it?
like hell officer.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he killed Officer 3-9 or whatever you said, and then the Baron's just like, good, or something like that.
The Baron rules. He is very terrible at his job.
He is amazing. I
He's
love
just a
him.
hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
So they're all like locked in these laser cells, and Manborg like comes to and sees number one man and our boy Justice arguing with each other.
Oi!
Justice, fucking everything he says, even if it's not supposed to be funny, is amazing because of his
He also
insane accent.
He also does like crazy, like somehow his face does like anime face, like in anime when they like make crazy faces and you're like, a real person can't make that face. Somehow Justice does it, and it is amazing.
It rules because everything he does is so insanely overacted.
Yes.
Like
Manborg, more like asshole.
that's literally my next note. Oh god, he's so good. I need a spin-off so bad. Justice Biocop team up.
Oh my god.
I love it.
I will donate $20 right now to get that movie made.
Yeah,
Me
give me the
too.
Kickstarter.
I feel like that Biocop makeup looked like it was probably about $20. The makeup was so good. I'm so bad that movie doesn't exist.
Me too.
I also gave that a 5-star on Letterboxd. Because there's a section.
Is it on there?
Yeah, there's a section for Biocop because it has like shorts on there too. So
Wow.
Biocop 5 stars. I've literally all like the last couple of days, all I could think is the like, why am I still alive?
Did you have a death wish? Yeah.
I love him so much.
We need Biocop plushies.
Oh my god, I would
Ooh.
buy like every Biocop action figure ever made.
No, they
Like-
need to do one of those like ones where you squeeze it and then stuff like comes out of the
Yes.
hole.
Ew.
Do you
Yeah.
remember like I don't like the Toxic Avengers cartoon, Toxic Crusaders had like action figures. And I can't remember if it was the Toxic Avenger or one of the other characters, but it had like a thing where you could pour slime into its head and it would just like ooze out of things.
Yep.
That's what it
Nice.
needs. I literally, I'm not kidding, when I got done watching Manborg, like got done with my notes, I logged on to their website because I was like, I might buy this on DVD, which they didn't sell, but they had posters, and I was like, if they have a Biocop poster, I'm 100% buying it, and they did not.
Aw.
Bastards.
Just losing money.
Get on. We'll email them.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make my own.
I just found Biocop enamel pins on Etsy.
Oh fuck, I need one.
Yeah, I just sent it to y'all.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm doing with my first paycheck? So, Manborg, more like asshole, was my next note. Perfect line.
More like asshole.
That was like, because at first at first I was like, who is this fucking Justice character? And then they like delivered that line, and I was like, okay, 100% best character.
The part that seals it is after he says it, he just looks so smugly at his bicep and flexes and slaps it.
I fucking love it. And then like, so they're all like let out of their cells. Justice immediately dancing his way down and is told no dancing.
No dancing. And he's like, his face is so funny. I love it.
He rules. Every single thing he does in this movie is perfect.
Yes.
It's just the best acting of all time. I don't know what won the Oscar in 2011, but whatever it was not the right choice.
No.
Should have been Manborg.
So the group of, I guess at this point we're introduced to Mina, but for whatever reason I did not write that down. So Mina is Justice's sister.
Sure.
Number one man is in love with her. I don't know if they're actually a couple. I don't know if it's ever fully stated. But I think there's also maybe a point with Baron and Mina at this point.
Yeah, this is when like the Baron comes down and he's just like, oh, who's this one or whatever, and they say prisoner number 7. He's like, what a beautiful name. And then he like hits on her, and then he says something to the effect of, I have my own nightmare chamber, like. But then, you know, she just like brushes him off.
Oh my god, I fucking love this movie. This is definitely a movie I should have watched and then taken notes on a rewatch, because like there's a bunch of shit that like happened that I was like, oh, this probably isn't like important to the story, and then it's just like Baron the entire time hitting on Mina that I was important.
Yes.
So the group of Mina, number one man, Justice, and Manborg are brought to the Terror Octagon.
Naturally.
Which is another perfect name. Where they are, it's basically just like a battle arena that a bunch of hell bikers are let loose on them. And Mina immediately beheads one of them. The gore in this movie is perfect. Justice shoots one of the bikers' hands off, and then they like crash. Number one man punches a head off of one of them. Mina ends up throwing a knife into one of their heads, and then Manborg gets involved and like does it like, I guess, like is about to be hit or injured, and his like hand reacts and opens up into a gun and just disintegrates one of them, and then just some dude in the audience. He's just like firing wildly, and he almost shoots Mina. And then number one man, Liu Kang's a biker to death. Because I guess we haven't said it yet. Number one man is Liu Kang.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like essentially.
Like literally dressed exactly like him.
Yeah.
And the humans and cyborgs win over the bikers. End of movie.
Suckers.
The end.
And so this obviously does not make Count Dracula unhappy, who force chokes who I just wrote down as some dude because I didn't know who it was yet. But it is Scorpius?
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Scorpius.
I kept wanting to, I think in my notes I kept trying to refer to him as Scorpion because I kept thinking Draculon.
Scorpion.
Uh,
So Scorpion?
Yes. Scorpion.
That's not important.
Yeah. And then you have possibly my favorite word in the entire movie that I just wrote down, shenanigans.
Oh my God.
Which I immediately put into our Twitter name.
I love it.
You gotta say it with the accent, though.
I can't
You
do.
shenanigans.
I'm not the woman of 1,000 accents.
I'm gonna like change my ringtone to just like him saying stuff.
It should. Every time your phone rings, you should just be like, shenanigans.
He says it twice within the span of a minute.
It's such a perfect word that they were just like, fuck it, throw it in there again. I really feel like they just told him to just do whatever he wants. They gave him the fucking Gary Busey acting school. Just like, fuck it, do
Probably.
whatever.
But he's not a lunatic like Gary Busey.
I don't
so
know.
He
He
used
might
to
be.
for good.
So
This-
I'm looking at his like credits, and he's actually in like a lot, like a pretty good amount of stuff for someone who doesn't have like, you know, it's a
picture.
lot of a picture. He's in something as a henchman called Another Wolf Cop,
Oh, yeah, it's a
another
sequel
And-
to Wolf Cop.
and he's also in something, a TV series called Divorced Dad. Oh, he's gonna be in Psycho Gorman too.
Yeah, so like when I was looking at their credits, because I was like, I'm not even bothering looking for a fucking Seinfeld connection with this movie, because that's definitely not happening. And I was like, well, let's see what else they've done. And it's like a lot of them seem to be just a majority, like this, just like, I'm guessing the Astron 6 crew.
Right.
So they did like a bunch of their movies, and then they just have like stuff interspersed in between those. But I need to watch Divorced Dad. That sounds fun.
I'm gonna watch Wolf Cop and Another Wolf Cop.
I have not watched Wolf Cop. Somebody, I think maybe Jonathan, the guy who did like our theme song since we started, was like, let me know when you get to Wolf Cop, I'll come on, and we just like keep not doing it.
Wolf Cop
Yeah.
kicks ass.
I think
Wolf
like
Cop
before
episode 200.
Wow. Okay. I think like before there was like at one point when you were like, should we do this movie or Wolf Cop? And I was like, obviously do Wolf Cop, like before I was on, and you ended up doing something else. So it's been quite a while.
It's just like, I don't know, Wolf Cop is one of those movies that like I kind of have in the same category as like a Troll 2. Or like Wolf Cop is like,
yeah.
Wolf Cop I feel like will have to be a movie we do when we're like, we want to do something fun, because like when we first started, it was specifically like we tried to limit it to like movies that were not intentionally goofy or bad, or at least
Right.
we didn't know they were. Like Nudist Colony of the Dead, when we watched it, we didn't realize was like a intentionally stupid movie.
And boy, was it stupid.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a Katie catch-up episode one day.
No.
Oh, 100%.
You don't have to worry about it. There's like a pair of boobs in the whole movie. There's no nudity for a movie called Nudist Colony of the Dead.
That's not what
There's a lot of dicks, but no.
The most important aspect of Wolf Cop is it finally shows you what happens to a dick whenever a person turns into a werewolf.
Perfect.
Oh, did Stephen
The
King
most
write
important
it?
part of the transformation.
I know Katie watched it. Kit, have you watched In Search of Darkness yet?
No, not yet. I don't have a spare 9 hours
Yeah.
to devote to it.
Yeah.
We ended up watching it over 2 days. It's pretty good. Katie, do you remember the name of the werewolf movie they talk about that shows like the werewolf that comes like out of the dude's mouth or whatever for the transformation? Do you remember that?
Not off the
I
top
don't-
of my head.
I don't think it was a movie I'd heard of before, and they showed like the transformation in it. I was like, I need to watch that movie, but I also didn't
Yeah.
want to watch 4 hours of In Search of Darkness again to figure it out.
Get back to it.
I think, to be honest with you, some of them. Okay, so the only thing that my only complaint about the documentary, is that they show a lot of spoilers. So if there was a movie that came on that I wanted to watch, I would kind of like not pay attention, and that was one of them. So I don't remember what it is, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Biggest complaint: the three of us aren't in it. So
Wow,
fuck
but
you, In
besides,
Search of Darkness. Could have just fucking dumped old Joe Dante on the side of the street and had I Hope You Suffer on there.
yeah, like who needs Mick Garris when you have us?
I could fucking talk about the movies Joe Dante made.
It's honestly just rude.
I was also real mad because they do like the wall of posters that they like between in between the movies or whatever, and they kept showing like Demons and Demons 2 and like whatever, never talked about them. Made me very mad.
I think they I thought that they did, but really offhandedly when they were talking about scores.
Well, they did like some of that stuff, like those like in between years things, but I wanted like, like the, like it's just I get it. It's about 80s horror, and you got to talk about Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and blah blah blah. But like also you don't.
You don't have to talk about all of them though.
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
So shenanigans.
Oh yeah. Shenanigans.
Everybody is mad at Manborg for almost killing Mina, which
The
fair.
fool.
But
I mean,
he's learning his powers. He's had it for like I assume 8 hours at this point. Learning how to use his Borg powers. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think it's when he gets like let out of his cell again to go talk to maybe Scorpius, and he does like the thumbs up.
yo, and the thumbs up and the smile.
Yeah, the fucking goofy ass smile.
And Justice is like,
Yeah, Justice does not like him. Baron shows back up and is flirting with Mina. Just some more of
Oh,
that.
he goes, so, do you like hover bikes?
Who doesn't?
As she's like cleaning her wound from that she got in the arena.
Oh my god, I love him so much. It's the relationship I ship in this movie.
Yes.
What the fuck is this? Oh, I guess this was Baron. I just have Hell Dude talking to Doctor about Beta. I guess that has to be Baron. I think this is when he's getting like the advice. When he's like, I don't know, flowers maybe.
My favorite part of this is he's like, so like oh, how what should I do to like get the ladies or whatever? And he's just like, I don't know, I'm really busy. Like, I don't know, why don't you buy her something? He goes, silence. Like what? Like buy her what?
Oh my god, this movie's so good. My next note is 2,073 humans killed. I think
the
that's,
champion.
Yeah. Oh, that's the champion.
With his super sick eyes. Just like tiny eggs in his head.
I love the fucking like shitty claymation stuff in this movie. Like the fucking floating prison guard.
Yeah, the robot thing.
Yeah, and then like the champion, and then whenever fucking what's her name turns into a creature later. So Manborg is brought back to the arena to fight the champion, who is undefeated, who comes out and just wallops the shit out of Manborg as Justice, Mina, and Number One Man are, in their cells watching. Eventually, after getting beat up a bunch, Manborg shoots lasers into the champion's eyes and then tries to summon his like handgun thing again, and it does not work. But eventually his hand shoots a missile out and blows up the champion's head.
I want a sick elbow missile.
Dude, same. I could get out so much work if I had an elbow missile. Oh, stock this aisle? What aisle? And just blow it up.
Yeah.
Nope.
So people are not thrilled about Manborg killing their champion.
I don't know why. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, it's like if I was coming to an arena to watch people die, I feel like getting a head blown up seems pretty cool.
If it was my champion and his head exploded like that, I mean, pretty sick way to go out.
You got a new champion
I'm on
now.
board. Yeah.
Like, got to do this. Shoot a fucking rocket out of his elbow.
Not to be a fair weather fan, but
you also find out that Number One Man is responsible for taking Baron's eyes. So Baron basically looks like a Cenobite in that Scorpions album cover. That has like, I think it's Scorpions. It has like the fucking forks over the dude's eyes.
yeah.
Like, it rules. Like he's like, they look like forks, but are like glasses that just cover what used to be eyes. I don't know how he sees anymore.
It's like weird swim goggles without the nose piece.
Yes. So Manborg has been brought up to Dr. Scorpius's lab, quote unquote, where he is like attached to a upright operating table, I guess. My next note is just super great.
This is this is like one of my favorite scenes. So this is the part where he's like, "Do you look forward to being ripped apart piece by piece?" And he went, "Uh-huh." And then he was like, he was like talking to him, and like all of his answers are just like really short. And then the doctor was like, "Can you hear me?" And he goes, "Yes!" And he just like yells really loud. And then, he's kind of explaining that he like built Manborg or whatever. And Manborg goes, "I don't believe you." And he goes, "I'll ask the questions here." And Manborg goes, "What?"
I mean,
funny.
same. I like every time Manborg interacts with anybody in this movie, it's so awkward.
It's the best.
It rules.
Yeah.
What is this woman's name that works for the Hell Army? Agent what? Something like that.
Shadow Mega.
Shadow Mega. Agent what was close.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think one person says her name like, and you barely hear it, and I had to look it up.
Yeah, that was the thing.
didn't
It's
know.
like the entire time I was like, all right, eventually somebody's gonna say this person's name, and then I just felt like they never did. So,
Yeah.
Baron tells Agent Mega to execute all of the prisoners except Mina. Which, the way to get into her heart is to kill her brother and possible boyfriend.
All her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, this is when you get all the stuff like Scorpius telling Manborg that he built him after he was the one responsible for opening the gates to hell.
For science.
Yeah, science. I mean,
For science.
It's
a good reason.
Look,
Yeah,
I wish science would fucking do something like that in the real world.
I mean,
Instead of just fucking not curing diseases.
I know, right?
Not proving the earth isn't flat.
Not essentially.
Manborg gets mad and breaks free and attacks Scorpius, who then gives him a future cassette. Just tells him to like listen to / watch it later, and then they fist bump.
Yeah. Sort of. They like do this like awkward thing where
It's like a Michael Scott fist bump.
yeah, Manborg like does like a peace sign like sideways, and then Dr. Scorpius is like tries to like high five, and then they like just like awkwardly just like fumble for forever, and it's pretty funny.
What is the Michael Scott quote when he's like, something, give me the floppity?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. It's like
When Craig Johnson is teaching him
Craig
fucking
Johnson. Here, Kissity
fake-
floppity. Here
fake
goes the
black slang.
whoppity.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the stuff that I say, I feel like it's different every time, so it's just
So the whole crew is about to get killed when Manborg shows up and knocks over the door that crushes the fucking flying robot. And
it's Dink and Flicka.
one of them is something, give me the like flippity floppity, give me the joppity or some shit like that.
Are you sure that's not something I said?
It's possible. You are the Michael Scott in my life, so
Wow. Oh, it's Bibbidi Bobbidi, give me the zobbity. That's what it is. I think I said something similar when I was talking about somebody flying. Oh, it was the Night Flyer episode. I was talking about zip zop flipping it. I don't remember. Anyways.
Oh god, I remember that, but I can't remember what you said.
Who knows?
What a time. So that Bandborg breaks everyone free, and they're like fleeing, where fucking Agent What comes after them. Mega something, never gonna remember her name. Where Justice ends up shooting the lock on the door just as she's showing up so they can escape. Baron then arrives at Mina's cell with flowers and sees she's gone. and says she may have
This is
been
my favorite line.
she may have been prisoner number 7, but she will always be prisoner number 1 to him. One of one of 3 quotes I wrote down. It's so good.
So sad. Sounded so
Yeah,
devastated.
he's just
Poor Baron.
yeah.
Just
Poor
wants to
guy.
be loved. I love that Draculon pops up and he's like, "Are those flowers for me?"
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, so the Draculon just shows up on the big giant fucking screen, like Thanos and Guardians of the Galaxy, with Ronan.
Essentially, the same budget. It's like the same production quality.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this movie was made for about $500 million.
Close. About right.
It's just all went to Justice Vest.
I mean, I want it.
That power glove that he wears.
Yes. So, that's Manborg's crew is getting ready to steal some hover bikes, and they're all hiding, which Manborg is horrendous at, and ends up just trying to hide behind shit he can't fit behind and stumbling everywhere, and a bunch of guards see them, and then they have to murder all of these guards to steal some bikes. They eventually get these hover bikes, and there's a chase. You get a thing of Baron beating up Scorpius, who I think he kills.
I think he gets electrocuted or something.
Yeah,
I don't really know what was going on with those tendrils.
As far as I remember, the rest of the time, the only time you see him again is in the hologram shit.
Yeah.
Mina has a flashback of Mega whatever. I think that's who's being taken by the Hell Army.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell if it was supposed to who she was supposed to be, because she's kind of too young to be her mom, but if she's her sister, then that's why I'm just not sure if Mina and Justice are actual brother and sister, because then who is this other girl? Regardless, Mina knew her, so that's why she keeps staring at her.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I just assumed they were best friends or some shit.
Yeah,
she's her
maybe.
dentist.
So as they are driving around,
I need you to put this actual clip somehow in the I just wrote Justice is ridiculous, because everything he says, this whole scene is so good.
The guy's house is made in a newspaper. That means he's poor. There's burger wrappers everywhere. I think that guy's got cabbage on his head. I might take that cabbage off your head. Oh, he can't even hear a word I'm saying.
I could do that. Let me make a note so I remember.
I love it. So.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it.
This is, I think, the only thing I texted you guys about the movie when it happened that we have sort of been told we're wrong, but fuck you, Layla. We're right. It's so much funnier the way I heard it. Where they're driving along and Justice is lamenting the way the world looks now that hell has taken over, and he's like, look at that guy, he's got a cabbage on his head. Take that cabbage off your head, guy.
Cabbage on his head.
Get that cabbage. Your house is made of newspaper.
We were told it was.
Get that cabbage off your head.
We were told it was garbage, not cabbage. But I prefer cabbage.
He's just that Australian that it sounds like cabbage. Get that cabbage off your head.
It's so much fucking funnier thinking that some dude out there just has a cabbage on his head.
I'm so mad that it's been 9 years of my life that I thought it was cabbage.
And
subtitles were right there the whole time to ruin the illusion.
I mean,
possibly. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I definitely thought it was garbage, but it does sound like cabbage.
I have one of my two favorite lines coming up. So they eventually arrive at, I don't know, whatever fucking hideout. And this, like, short dude pops out and is just making a bunch of noise. And Justice is like, I gotta go pet that little guy. Oh, what a king.
It's the little man.
They are at number one man's old hideout. Mina.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
This is one of my favorites too, because they're like going down there, and number one man like picks up this really like heavy beam and like pumps it a few times, and then looks back and is like, "Ah, did you see that, Mina?" And she's like, "Okay."
Mina sees some fucking image of Draculon. I wasn't totally sure when my notes what was happening here. Like, essentially she's being, like, teased to come back and, like, fight him, or, like, led back to come fight him or some shit.
Yeah, I wrote Count manifests as trash and talks shit to Mina.
And then number one man is teaching Justice how to cook.
How to cook mac and cheese, because you find out at this point that Justice does not know how to read.
Yes. I
And
forgot when he
so-
picks up that piece of paper. He's just like, it's hey, you read this.
He's like, it doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, so boil 1 cup of water. Water, yeah, that's what it's. This comes back in the best way later. I'm really excited.
While this is happening, Manborg, like, just goes off and inserts the future cassette into his chest and sees Scorpius hologram about how he was built and how to stop Draculon, and a bunch of fucking bullshit that just tells you what's going to happen later in the movie. Mina at this point has, like, snuck off to the arena to fight Draculon. And then number one man, Justice, and Manborg, like, realize she's gone and where she's going, so they're gonna head off to save her. And you get a training montage, which rules, because all montages rule. At some point, I don't remember who says this quote. I feel like it's probably Justice, but he just says, "We're a family now."
When they go to Draculon, he says something about like good luck in the fight or something, and then Manborg says the line from the beginning where he's like,
okay.
"It's not about fighting, it's about family," and then they all like put hands on each other.
So Mina at this point has, like, snuck into this fucking camp and is confronted by Mega Agent What. And they fight, and she gets, like, Mina stabs her in the leg, and then she turns into this big-ass claymation creature. And then Justice, Manborg, and number one man on their hover bikes arrive and just start killing everyone. This is where my second favorite thing comes up, where Manborg's gonna break off to go find Draculon. It goes to walk into this door that says danger, and Justice is like, "Oi, oi, oi, Manborg, don't go in there, it says danger." My favorite line.
But it says elevator.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
That's even perfect. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the door says elevator, and he's like, "Oi, don't go in there, it says danger." And then somebody says something, he goes, "Oh, elevator."
What a perfect character. Cuts back to Mina fighting this claymation creature, which she then stabs in the head, as Manborg is taking the elevator to Draculon's lair.
Oh, yeah!
He like confronts Draculon, and they go to fight, and Draculon now is like morphed into fucking, I don't know what they're called in Pokemon when they just like morph up to the next creature, but
When they morph.
yeah.
Pokemon Morph, okay?
Yeah. Mighty
Pokemorph?
Morphin Pokemon Rangers.
I'd watch that.
I
shit.
would watch that.
I don't know. He's just like a new form. I don't know. He just looks fucking crazier now.
He's real pokey.
He looks like the Thing in the latest Fantastic Four movie, where he's all like rocky and gross.
All dong.
Yeah, big old fucking dick swinging.
Count Dracula dong.
How is that not a thing?
Dongulon.
I'm not gonna look that up. You guys can do
Speaking of,
that.
I was showing Caitlin the story
Why?
before we started recording. Did you see the fucking real life news story about the dude who's like lost his dick and is growing a new one on his arm?
Oh yeah, Dick Army.
Yeah. How do why is everybody
What?
not doing that? Yeah, this dude, like, I thought it was a fucking Onion article. And then, like, I was like, oh, no, this was from, like, The Independent or some shit. This guy lost his dick to sepsis, where it literally
Okay.
fell off. And
Yeah, we need to talk about how this dude had like gangrenous rot on his fucking grundle for
Like,
a year,
Yeah.
and then his dick just fell off, and that's what finally prompted him to go to a
yeah,
doctor.
he had it on,
Fuck.
all of his extremities. And
How? How does that happen?
I
Waited.
don't know.
Just waited.
Well, even like
But-
so, it even more tells you like later in the story, like so, they basically were like doing that thing. You know, they'll grow like an ear on a rat to like implant on somebody, shit like that. He's got a fucking a dick growing on his forearm that he's had for what was supposed to be 2 years, that has now gone on 4 years because they've made appointments with him to get it like, you know, cut off and like reattached where it's supposed to be, and he just kept not going, and then coronavirus happened and he just keeps like just not going to like his scheduled fucking appointments, and he's just got this fucking dick on his arm.
I just have too many questions. I don't understand.
I-
Like, why
My
bother? First of all, d- I just imagine him just like walking down the street with it like flopping around.
Yeah.
Like how? But like, if you're the kind of person that waited that long, like, why even grow a dick on your arm if you're not gonna have it put on? Like, what?
If I was anywhere in my life and a piece of my body fell off, I would kill myself. I would be like, that's it. I'm dead. This is fucking the most horrifying thing that's ever
Nope.
happened.
No recovering
It
from
could
this.
it could have just been like a finger, not even a dick. Just like my finger fell off. Well,
Like, I really my finger. I really understand like people not wanting to go to the doctors because it's scary, but didn't it hurt? Like,
oh,
I imagine
God, I can't have felt good.
that would have been very painful. So I just don't understand. Like, where did this happen?
Like the constant, just like dull pain of having like a tooth that hurts, let alone
Yeah.
a fucking like your dick rotting off. I can't even imagine. But
Dick Rot is a pretty good band name.
there's no way that's not already taken.
I'm gonna. Well, I don't want to.
There's
Someone else look.
if you just look up dick arm, like the image of like the dude is like one of those like the picture, and
So scared.
it looks like a dating profile picture where the dude's got like his leg up and his arm propped on it, and he's just like looking all like whatever, but then it's just blurred out around his arm, but there's like hanging dick.
You can
I
find
see
video of it, him like slapping it around and shit,
What?
like unblurred. Obviously I looked at it.
That's what I
because
was-
like, I want to see this.
I was trying to find it and I could not. Like
Oh, let me see if I can find the video and I'll send it to y'all.
it's
Okay. I have the article up, and he's British, and it says, I had struggled for years with an infection, but I had no idea what could happen. When I saw my penis go black, I was beside myself. It was like a horror film. It was a complete panic. I knew deep down it was gone, and I was going to lose it. Sir, for
go
years.
to a doctor.
He said he was completely gutted when his penis just dropped off onto the floor and
Just
in
dropped off?
2014.
Just fell off?
Completely gutted is such mild language for that.
But his testicles remained intact. What?
I'm
I
trying
just
to
picked it
imagine-
up and put it in the bin.
Yeah. How do you not just like keep it?
I'm trying to imagine just like walking
Of course,
and
this
like
is on World Star
unzip
Hip
my
Hop.
pants and it like falls off
Wait,
and just
hold
being like, ah, hell.
Ah, bloody. I went to the hospital and
Oh
they said the best
God,
they could
Kit,
do
this
for me
video.
was to roll the remaining stump up like a little sausage roll.
This is
It was heartbreaking.
this video is wild.
Sir.
A little sausage roll. I'm dead.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
finish this episode. It's over.
But then he found out from his doctor about the so-called quote unquote penis master.
This is a Manborg spinoff, right?
Yes.
It's a
The
Manborg
phallus expert famously created a bionic penis.
Like, how is there not a movie about a dude just like fighting people by slapping them with his dick arm?
There's gotta be.
This story is insane. Anyway.
Oh my God. There's a picture of him just like holding his arms together and it's just like blurry flop. It's just like how is this like oh goodness. I just can't.
So Draculon has a dick
Ow,
on his
sorry.
arm. What is happening? Oh God. Yeah, Manborg goes to fucking fight Draculon, and Draculon punches his ass out of a window into the arena. Justice is now dance fighting, and it rules.
It's so cool. He's dance shooting.
Yes, it rules. Mina then shows up to join number one man of Justice fighting all of the fucking Hell Army. Fucking Agent Mega whatever has shown up with a giant fucking stab wound in her head.
She's fine.
Yeah. She's just fucking killing it still. You get some more shit of Manborg and Draculon fighting. Some stuff of like Baron and number one man fighting. Mina and Justice fighting Agent whatever. I don't remember exactly what this note is for. I just have Baron upset about love.
Oh, he says something to the effect of like, how can you keep fighting something something? Is it love? And he goes, yes. And then Baron goes, oh.
Oh yeah. Number one man kicks Baron into an electrical panel and he explodes. R.I.P. to a real one.
Pour one out.
Yep.
Aw.
Mina is like getting beat up and like is trying to get Justice to fucking. This makes so much sense now thinking about how he can't read. I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier, but she's like, grab one of those like grenades, blah blah blah, like let's blow her up, and he's like looking at it and he's like, all right, GR.
He's like, all right.
Oh, grenades.
All right, sound it out.
Backwoods 3?
Yeah, backwards 3.
Oh, man.
He like no like as he's doing this and he's trying to grab for the grenades, number one man shows up and kicks Agent whatever into the grenades and she explodes. At this point they hear the crowd in the arena, and Manborg is up there getting his fucking arm cut off before he can fucking shoot Draculon. Mina runs in and goes to stab Draculon in the back, and before he can kill Manborg, Draculon more like asshole. I assume that's another Justice line.
Got him.
Yeah. Draculon gets stabbed in the throat, and then after blasting Mina with a fucking, what do they call it, an energy beam? Fuck, I can't remember. I feel like it's energy something, but
Is like pure electron
yeah,
beam or
something
something.
like that.
Fuck. Damn it.
So Draculon is dead. So is Mina. Manborg carries her out of the arena. And then, like, they're kind of mourning over her. And earlier in the movie, I think one of the holograms that Scorpius left in the future cassette tells Manborg he's got, like, something in his chest that will be helpful, that he'll just know when the moment's right. And he takes out this fucking, like, purple liquid out of his chest and pours it in her mouth to bring her back to life, but it ends up killing him. He sees a hologram from Scorpius again with his brother telling him he did good and there is no heaven. And Manborg is like, there's no heaven, and then just dies, like shuts off.
He just says, oh, also, there's no heaven, and just fucking walks right out.
Manborg is like so concerned.
And then, after Manborg dies, they kind of mourn him for a minute. Like, armies start coming out of the ground from hell, and then Mina, Justice, and Number One Man square up and prepare to fight, and then it's the credits.
So good.
Incredible film.
After the credits, you get a trailer for BioCop, our favorite not movie.
Coming soon from Astron 6 Home Video. There is something in the streets. Something in the shadows.
This territory belongs to the Super Burly Bros, Smokehead.
Something in the dark. Something more horrifying than anything you could imagine. And his name is BioCop.
What happened in that lab was a horrible tragedy. And you want to take that poor man and turn him to some kind of super cop?
Yeah. A freak accident made him indestructible. Now, he's a one-man bioweapon, ready to lay down the law.
You're the new guy, huh?
Why am I alive?
Shut the fuck up!
Get your act together, BioCop. I can't let somebody out in the street with a gun who's got emotional problems.
Please, help me. He's part man, part nightmare, and he's taking justice to the streets. You have the right to remain.
With those two-bit thugs, the Super Burly Bros, selling our latest creation to every Joe Nobody and Nancy they put out on the street, it's only a matter of time before the mayor himself comes calling with the key to the city, just so he can get himself a fix.
Nothing gets you high like drugs. We need BioCop.
BioCop? BioCop? Move your ass! Let's go, man!
I was wrong about you, BioCop. If there's anybody that can stop the distribution of that designer drug, it's you.
The Super Burly Bros? They're just the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? You ready, partner? Oh, shit!
BioCop.
Here's the goods. Now, where's the money? I like this guy's style. Hey, wait a second. What's your 20? Hey, man, this guy's a cop!
You have the right to remain dead. BioCop.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You got some kind of death wish, BioCop? No! Hell no!
You're under arrest.
BioCop, you're crazy!
How is it that an entire gang of vicious criminals can't kill one BioCop?
BioCop.
BioCop, you haven't said a word in 15 years, but you're my best friend.
Get away from me!
What happened to Detective Mills? That's it. You're off the force, BioCop. Give me your badge.
BioCop.
Magnificent. The drugs have triggered some kind of biopsychosis, making him the ultimate killing machine.
Powerless against the fury of this raging lunatic. Anybody who is in this area should vacate immediately or you will be killed.
Experience the fury of a cop pushed to his limits in the ultimate showdown. Justice is about to be served. Once in a lifetime, you make a friendship that lasts forever. Biocop.
Nothing gets you high like drugs.
Like, number one, watch this fucking movie because it rules. But if you're not going to, at least look up Biocop on YouTube. I'm sure that fucking trailer's on there somewhere.
Oh yeah, it is.
And there's also, after Biocop, there's a bunch of shit like, I started to write it down and it was just taking so long and I erased it all and I was like, oh, I'm sure this is under like the crazy credits section of fucking IMDb, and it wasn't. But there's a bunch of shit in the like copyright warning, a bunch of jokes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's like, as far as I got into it, it's like, it does the typical thing of like no duplication, but it goes into like, it's like videotapes, a VHS, like laser tapes, shit, like just a bunch of jokes in there. And then it starts like, it's like, oh, you're still here reading this? Do you want to hear like this script I wrote, or this like about the story of this script I wrote? It just goes into all this shit about how like it starts like talking about how the dichotomy of caring about your work being stolen, but also most of the work being stolen and like bootlegged is like garbage shit that nobody should be bootlegging anyway, so like maybe we shouldn't care. That's pretty funny. So there's at least stuff after that that's you can fucking get some more jokes out of, because they put in a lot of work on every aspect of these fucking movies.
Yeah, and it's another one of those movies where like the director and the other guy who's like the writer too do like a lot of do everything, like the music and the special effects, but it really works in this one.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect movie. I can't wait to like dig into like the rest of the stuff. Astron 6 is
You'll love the editor.
Yeah, I think that was the next one I was gonna watch. All right, everybody watching this movie.
Bandborged.
Katie, you got Zach
Oi.
Baggins tweet?
Not really. Like, ever since that stuff happened with him last time, I feel like he hasn't, all the drama or whatever, haven't really noticed. Like, I don't think he's tweeted since then, to be honest with you. So
Good for him for logging off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no Zach Baggins tweet.
All right. As one weekly world news update, can you tell the difference between people and puppets? The other pandemic. It's got a picture of like a fucking weird ass sock puppet next to Jim Carrey.
Wow.
Damn.
If anyone was a sock puppet, it definitely would be Jim Carrey.
True.
Bill Howard, 54, of Showalter Acres, was among the first inflicted. The other day I turn on the TV and I see a pig talking to a dog. Seriously, animals having a conversation. I call my wife to come in and see, and she tells me that it is just a kid's show. Kids? Show? What's she talking about?
What?
This fucking article about people they can't tell the difference between real people and fucking puppets.
Oh wait, I just put it together. I gotcha. I'm picking up what you put down. I got it.
Oh, also Howard's wife is cheating on him with the doctor. That's
What?
Have you seen this old show Alf? Bill said, what an actor. All right. You got any news, Katie? It's been like 2 days since we recorded last.
I do have news though. My first, I don't have a lot, but to follow up on what we were talking about earlier with the werewolves, the movies that they featured in that documentary was American Werewolf in London, which was not what you're talking about, but then also Howling and Howling 2, which I've not seen, so it was probably one of those.
Hard back of all of the Howling sequels because they are dumb as shit and they rule.
And so yeah, I don't know. I saw, let's see, the writer of the Meg books there's a new movie coming out. There's like a teaser trailer, new aquatic horror called Where Sea Monsters Roam. And I don't know how I felt about the trailer, so I guess you guys can
I'm not
watch. There's a new
Spider-Man.
How dare you? Tom Holland is perfect. No new Spider-Man.
You know, it is like so scary that okay, so I don't know if I think it's a movie. So there's going to be this new movie on Netflix called The Devil All the Time, and it's like a movie about like a serial killer couple, but the cast it stars Bill Skarsgård, Jason Clarke from Pet Sematary, Robert Pattinson, Mia, I don't know how to say her last name, Wasikowska, whatever, the girl from Crimson Peak, who I love her, and Tom Holland.
Perfect.
I was like, what? I think Sebastian Stan is in it also, so it's just got...
So it's just an Avengers movie.
Like, essentially, but killing. regular muck duck. But that's really all I know about it. But I mean, I don't know. Could be really cool. And then I have some Stephen King news. They are doing a Firestarter adaptation.
Again?
Yeah, and it's whoever co-wrote Halloween Kills, but it's being developed for Blumhouse, so...
Fire Ender, the sequel.
Angry Wind, I don't know. Stephen King also announced a new book coming out next year called Later, and it's going to be a crime thriller, which I'm actually really excited for because I like a lot of his stuff that's like not supernatural and that's just like straight up crime, which he doesn't have a lot of. So that'll be next year, and that's it.
All right. You guys watch anything fun in the last 2 days?
Yeah.
I did. The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, yeah. What'd you think of that?
It kicked ass. It was the most, like, 90s shit imaginable, and it ruled.
I also saw you watched My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Was that a first-time watch?
Yes.
Wow.
That movie's incredible. I don't know why I had never seen it before.
It's pretty great.
I'm sure you've seen clips from it, though. It's, like, hard to not... No.
I feel like I remember, like, a lot of jokes about Marissa Tomei in, like, the 90s when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember, like, specific things, like watching The Critic made, like, a bunch of jokes about it.
Yeah. I watched a few things myself. I watched Good Boy, which is on Hulu, and it's is it called Into the Dark?
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't really have a very good they don't have a good track record for me, but this one stars Judy Greer, who I love, so of course I watched it, and it was actually pretty good. I would recommend it. It's like kind of like a slice of life kind of movie, just like with random stuff in it that just is like, ugh. So I thought it was pretty cute. I watched Crawl, which I was like texting you guys about.
Rules.
I had a few things. First of all, I don't know. Alligators and crocodiles are terrifying to me, and I could not imagine like what a crazy situation for that girl to be in. And there's like a few things in it that I was like, I don't know about that, but overall, I thought it was really good.
I mean, yeah, it's
Um,
like it's one of those things that like the first time she got bit, she would have been out. Not like the
Also,
40th time.
yeah, I was like, how many times are these people going to be bit by these creatures? But I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. Like, definitely worth the
It was
watch.
another movie that the entire time I was like, I swear to God, if this dog gets eaten, I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh my God, Sugar. I was like so stressed about Sugar. But I also watched the Child's Play remake, and I don't know if people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I really liked it. I think I actually like it better than the original.
Okay, well,
we
that's ludicrous.
well yeah
but I liked it.
we had a conversation about it when we did Seed of Chucky with Vile Creature. Like, I like it a lot. It's really good. I don't think it's as good as the original, but it's also like I don't necessarily think it's like it's a like if the original is like a 4 out of 5 for me, I feel like the new one is like a 3 out of 5 or something.
Sure.
Yeah, I just think the whole series, aside from like the later super ridiculous, like the first two that are just like normal Chucky or whatever, to me are like a little boring. They've just never been my favorite. Until they got really wild towards the end. So this one, I feel like they did a really good job of like updating it to like with like new technology and stuff in a way that I did not think was gimmicky. And obviously Aubrey Plaza is like the queen. So
It's very
I don't know.
weird seeing her as a mom.
Yeah, it is. And I thought it was like there wasn't that much gore in it because like it spends a lot of time like building up to it, but then like the little pieces of it that you get were like really over the top. Like
I what'd you think about Mark Hamill?
um it was, I mean, I am like a super big fan of his, but like I didn't really it didn't really make a difference to me that he was the voice, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I like when I first watched it, I like bumped into it just because like I'm so used to like Brad Dourif's voice. But like when I rewatched it after it came out, that's on like Hulu or Prime or whatever I rewatched it on. Like, especially towards the end, I feel like Mark Hamill's just like crushing it when he's got that like sadness in like the voice. Like that's I don't know, that's like a little aspect that like Brad Dourif's version never really has. I'm like,
Okay, yeah. I agree with you. Yeah.
I still like
Um
obviously. I mean, I feel like it's like most people still prefer Brad Dourif's voice to it, which I think something we didn't talk about. The Chucky TV series is officially coming soon.
Yeah, it's got a logo.
Yeah, it looked fucking. That little teaser's pretty awesome.
I think that I did it on a news, but I think it was before. Like, I don't think that we've talked about it since I talked about how it was like real.
Yeah, like they had like
But
officially released like the teaser and stuff.
yeah. So I'm like willing to get more into it. It's just like not ever been a series that's been like prevalent in my life, so I feel like maybe that's why I just am like, whatever. Also, that new Chucky doll looks so freaky. Just like looking at it freaks me out.
It definitely like what's weird about it is like it equally looks more realistic and also more fake at the same time.
Yeah, there's like some aspects of it that I like.
When it does like the big smile, it is extremely weird and I hate it.
Yeah. Also, the like bear version of him.
Oh, I'm
Ugh.
fully on board with that.
Gross.
I was hoping there was going to be more of it, so more of them would die.
I honestly
Yeah.
I feel like there's no way if they end up, because I know like I saw something recently that the director said he wants to do a sequel. Like there's no way that doesn't come into it at some point. Like
It's got to. I do feel like the ending was like a little bit of a letdown for me. Just like spoilers, I guess, if anyone hasn't seen it yet. When, when he like takes over all of them or whatever, I was just like, wow, this has potential to be really cool. And then after that, poor like store manager, whatever, just like keeps getting like eviscerated like over and over again. Like nothing really happened, like because most of the people got out. So it was kind of like, well, but anyways, I really liked it. And then the last thing I watched was In the Vast of Night.
I don't know what that is.
I heard that was good.
I thought it was extremely boring and I did not like it. It's on, I think it's a Amazon exclusive, if I'm not wrong.
Pretty sure.
And it takes place in like the 50s. And it's sort of like I don't know. I just thought it was really boring. Maybe, I don't know, Kit might like it.
Yeah, Kit likes boring
Not
movies.
not because he likes boring things, but it seems like more of a thing that you might like given stuff but
I watched a movie.
you like The Void, so no, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
Wow.
I watched
What did you watch?
I watched a movie called Freezer Burn: The Invasion of Laxdale.
Fuck you.
No, pretty much all I've been watching is I introduced Caitlin to Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh my
so
god.
we've been binging our way through Kitchen Nightmares. Except that we have to take breaks. Oh, I also introduced her to Hot Ones. So we have to take a break from Kitchen Nightmares while we're making food and eating because Caitlin can't see bugs and stuff while eating.
Yeah, there's some pretty gross stuff in that.
So we'll take a break and watch episodes of Hot Ones while we're making food and eating.
I just watched the one, what, I always forget his name. Who is that, like,
Guy Fieri
actor? Yeah, Guy Fieri. No, the guy from The Hangover that's like an actual real doctor.
Oh, Ken Jeong.
Yeah, I saw one with him, and he does not like spicy things, so it was extremely funny.
Who is it? There's some guy that like quits after like 2 wings. I can't remember who it was though. It's like something that happens like early on because they have like a quote unquote like wall of shame for like people that can't make it through the whole thing.
Aw. Everyone that I've watched has made it the whole way.
Hard Stand. Go watch.
I mean,
Hot
I
Ones.
haven't watched that many, but
Tell them to let us come on.
oh my god. I did see they started doing like quarantine ones, and it made me think a lot about like when they eat them on stage, are they cold?
Yeah,
Because cold stuff is a lot easier to eat spicy than like hot stuff is, for me anyway.
I think, well, it's not necessarily like eventually they're cold because they're like, they're probably sitting there talking for who knows how long. If an episode's 30 minutes, they're probably talking for at least an hour at like the minimum. But one of the episodes, it's Rachel Ray or like, I know Gordon Ramsay brings it up, but it's like I've watched a couple of the ones with like chef people, and they always are just like, these wings are the worst cook. What's happening? And so because basically they're like cooked, and then they're just like sat under like a thing keeping them warm, or they're just room temperature.
Yeah.
But
at some point, the hot sauce, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like we watched one this week. I think it might have been the guy from the Dawn of the Dead remake that plays the dad on Modern Family. I can't think of his name offhand, but he's like
Phil Dunphy.
Yeah, he like by like the third wing is just like sweating profusely and like just he's just like, this is a terrible idea.
Ty Burrell.
Yeah, Ty Burrell. I knew it was Ty something, but I couldn't think of his last name.
I love him. I especially love when he plays like serious characters, because like you're not gonna take him seriously.
He's like the only person in the Dawn of the Dead remake I like, and it's mostly just because like it's such a like contrast to like everything else he usually plays. All right. So, you guys got some shout outs? Everybody's gonna be quiet for a minute.
It's tradition, okay?
It sure is.
We have the traditional standoff.
Yeah. All right, go, Katie.
Oh. I've already shouted this podcast out before, but I'm gonna shout it again. Is Chat Cemetery, a Stephen King podcast? Because I just recorded an episode with Deanna about the miniseries Rose Red, and I was super excited to get to talk about it. And the episode, I believe, comes out Wednesday of this being released, so the 12th. So you can go listen to that. She has covered a lot of the stuff, a lot of the same, movies that we ended up doing, but she's doing like books and movie adaptations. And she also has another podcast that I haven't started listening to yet, but her catalog for it is insane. The podcast is called Welcome to Geekdom, where she just like has people come on and talk about whatever they want, but it's like there's like a Nick Cage episode, there's a Teen Titans Go episode, there's a Saves the Day episode.
Why am I not on this podcast?
Yeah, there's a Carly Rae Jepsen episode, so I'm talking to her about doing some stuff on that too, but she is super, super nice. All of the guests that she's had on that I've listened to on Chat Cemetery have all been, so, I mean, I don't know. It's really nice when you get to like purposely go on a show to talk about something that you really like versus like, I don't know, just random. So, yeah, so, listen to both of her podcasts and find her on social media. She's super nice.
Yeah.
And, it's Chat Cemetery, like Pet Cemetery. So, Cematary.
And I think you said your episode should be out probably the Wednesday after this drops, right? Next Wednesday from when we're recording?
Yep, so the 12th.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Kit?
I'm going to go with a book I've been reading called The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. And it's kind of like if Dreamcatcher was a good book. It's about...
Can't imagine.
about 4 Native American friends that go on a hunting trip. And things go awry. And 10 years later, they're being hunted down and haunted by the spirit of, like... They think it's an elk, but we shall see. I'm about a third of the way through, and it's really good.
I hope it gets to the end, and it's just like, it was an elk the whole time.
Like, yeah, no, it was just an elk.
It was a pheasant.
All right, so...
It's a big pheasant.
I'm going to say, shout out elks. No.
Not the Elks Club, actual animal elks.
Shout out BioCop again.
Yes.
So I listened to it right before we started recording because it dropped like an hour before we started recording. Backxwash released a new EP called Stigmata. It rules.
Listen,
it's free.
I don't.
God.
Sorry, I was gonna say I don't like really listen to rap that much. But I was like listening to some of the. I didn't listen to like the one that just dropped, but I was listening to some of the back catalog, and it is so good.
Yeah. The new EP is like, from what I could tell, I feel like the first listen is kind of just like a struggling of like the, growing up with like a faith that you don't agree with or whatever. But she used a bunch of like Christian hardcore and metalcore songs as like the samples.
Oh.
And it's a bunch of kind of like shit that I feel like it's not like tooth and nail record stuff. It's like weird, more like obscure stuff. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's good. It's free right now on Bandcamp, so go grab it.
Do it.
All right, so next week we are starting the last 3 of 4 Misty Tally shark movies. With a zombie shark slash Shark Island. With possible guests that I am still working on seeing if we're going to be able to fit on. So keep an eye out for that. Also, it's probably going to be Girl
sharks.
That's Scary, so. They messaged. We were messaging about it before we started recording. I just got to figure out like if everybody's timing schedule works out. So,
Yay,
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Also, like, this movie rules. So, it'll be fun. Alright. So, I can take this contest shit out of my notes because that's done. We have shirts and face masks for sale still on our store Frontier, storefrontier.com/I hope you suffer. We're donating all the money from the masks. Shirts are still there. Buy a shirt. Possibly more coming soon.
Maybe.
Leave us ratings and reviews on iTunes and stuff. Follow us on Twitter at I Hope You Suffer and Instagram at I Hope You Suffer Podcast. Listen to Kit's other podcast, Riff Raff. Follow Katie on Instagram at WerewolfFace to see all of her ghost art in August. Today was Ouija Shark.
Yes.
Is pretty good. The Crimson Peak one was also very good.
Fan art for a movie I have not seen yet.
Listen to my other podcast, Nate and Kate Movie Club. We just released a 2-hour episode on Heat. Yeah, that's it. Watch Manborg all the time. Take a break and watch Zombie Shark for next week. And thanks for listening to 100 episodes of this nonsense. I guess
it's shenanigans.
Didn't really talk about it being the 100th episode much, but whatever.
I did my yip yips in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they want.
Yeah, what the fuck? Leave us alone.
Don't leave us alone though.
Get off our
Please
backs,
help.
but buy some fucking merch. All right, real quick before we end it, what has been your favorite movie we've done so far?
Holy crap!
I guess okay, a movie that you hadn't seen before. So like taking like Terror Vision out for me and Kit and stuff like that.
I think
I'm gonna say Last Vampire on Earth. No.
Wait, what is a movie we saw for the first time that we actually liked?
I'm gonna cheat.
say like
So
yeah,
mine.
Go ahead.
Mine's What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, I mean that's fair
Okay.
technically. Damn it, it worked too good for you.
Everything's coming up. No,
I mean, mine's probably still Santa Jaws.
Man, I think about Santa Jaws and Carousel like literally all the
Yeah,
time.
Carousel was
Like
good too.
those
Carousel's
two,
pretty up there.
Velocipaster, those are like my
Yep.
three. If I'm picking a movie that wasn't meant to be funny in any capacity, for me, I might say Night Flyer.
Yeah, Night Flyer was good too. Tammy,
I can't believe y'all wouldn't choose Last Vampire on Earth.
that was top 3 for me. I mean, Tammy and the T-Rex was fucking great too.
Oh yeah.
I'm still sticking with Santa Jaws. I think Santa Jaws is my favorite movie we've done. Period.
Robo Vampire's pretty up there too, I
Oh,
think.
Yeah, Robo Vampire's good.
Well, it's hard to not like think about that while watching Manborg because they had like some similarities, like as far as, I mean, I guess the only similarity was that the main character was like rebuilt as a Manborg, but you know what I mean? That was still pretty good.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, God. I forgot that I watched that. Had to block it out.
It's time between Chairman of the Board and Unreleased Pest episode.
I'm trying to think of like what my favorite of the originals that I watched for the first time was my favorite. I liked Society a lot. That might be my favorite of my like rewatches. And Abominable. That movie is just so good.
Yeah, Abominable rules.
Like that's not an original.
So
Obviously, but...
since we're getting ready to do, we're basically doing shark movies until October. I need Katie's gonna have to do 2 catch-up movies in sometime within the next month and a half of Ice Sharks and Bait 3D.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know, you don't necessarily have to like.
Sounds so upset.
Honestly, though, they're both pretty great.
Bait 3D is pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's worth it just for the end shot.
Oh man.
Of the devastated area.
Or the fucking the grocery store.
The song.
No, I was gonna say the suit, the shark-proof suit.
Yes. The suit, the end shot, and the credit song.
Oh fuck the credit song.
You know, I do love a credit song, so.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Oh man.
It's up there with fucking No Mercy.
I think this is the one that kicked off our love of the credit songs.
Yeah, because it's like, if I remember correctly, it's a cover of like a 50s song, but like done in like, yeah, it was like a cover, I believe.
I thought this dude was just making bullshit up about sharks.
It's like it's like a cover of a song that barely ties into like anything. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
It's called Always Baitin'.
Yeah, Always Baitin' in 3D.
Ew. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So yeah, we're doing a bunch of fucking shark movies. Katie's gonna watch more than us.
Yeah.
That's just fair.
Yeah.
It's the song's called Mac the Knife. Performed by Kimball Rendell and The Slice.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Obviously.
The title sounds familiar, actually.
It's a song I believe is a cover, but they do it in this weird fucking nu metal style that is very strange. Yeah, it's a Bobby Darin song.
Apparently why it's just a jack. Oh yeah, I 100% know this song.
Yeah. Well, you get to hear a cool nu metal-y version. It's like Puddle of Mud covered it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, lucky you.
I like love terrible nu metal covers of old songs, so I'm ready.
All right, we got to record another episode. How does this end? I hope you suffer, but why?
Oi!
Oi! Don't go in there, Manborg.
Get that cabbage off your head.
It says danger.
Backwards 3.
R.I.P. Baron. We miss you.
Love forever.
What happens if they're in hell already and they die? Nothing?
Well, I mean,
how is heaven not real if hell's real?
That's the question BioCop should have fucking answered.
Yeah.
I guess he did by being alive, but...
Backxwash. Cam. Blood. Yeah. I'm gonna let the beat rock for a while. Yeah. Shout out Lusaka. The horror Babylon mixed with Abaddon in the clear. Vagabond in the sphere with a Capricorn to the fear. Dapper dawn to the weird. Catacombs reappear. The sanctimonious. Haxoronius. Revelation horns blaring as angels start to descend. The devil harms the aesthetic as Plato covers his head. Sadomasochism leads me ambivalent to repent. And now Macarena through hell as the rainbow covers my yes. Saints harbor my flesh in the same karma of blast. Deranged, horrible messages named, calling up best in the pain gathered. Don't seem to bother the our father, so how father do I keep hope? I don't bother, and if it happened to you, it could happen to me. Exiled by my own people, where's my mark for the beast? I hope it's lit, blood dropping as it's carved in my cheek. Shit is bleak, but it feels like it is harder for me. Whip, crack, click, clack, Jesus built my wrist. Nigga been walking tall since the Wayne with the stick. till these piggies sleep. If you feeling froggy, better leave. Brush your cows, splash a cracker, RVD. Dinosaurs in the water, helicopters in the air. Niggas dying for no reason, getting killed over here. Hear that gunplay in the sunshine, what sound like it's raining glass, ho. Florida man, I'll eat your face, you can eat my asshole. Yay, though I walk through the valley, they can't harm me. Firearms on both my arms, got more arms than the army. Yay, though I walk through the valley, they can't harm me. Firearms on both